Hello, everyone. Hello, hello. This is the advice stream. I am your host, as per the usual, Jeremy International. We're live on Twitch. We are live on Facebook. We are live on Google's own YouTube. And we're here to hang out tonight. If you're new to the show, the advice stream is where I sometimes have guests, sometimes I don't. I don't have any guests tonight. It's been a busy week. But sometimes we just hang out. I play an old video game or two. I like old video games. I like new ones too, for that matter. And I answer advice column style questions that you, the audience, provides. If you would like to seek advice by me, your friend Jeremy International, feel free to throw it into the chat on any of those above mentioned streams. But if you'd like to keep it confidential, then you can go on over to JeremyInternational.com. There's a contact form at the bottom of that website. And there you go. Hey, we got a couple folks rolling in. Hey, OMG Fred Undead, my number one biggest fan. I am also your number one biggest fan. And we also got Jug5Y. Hi, Jug5Y over on Twitch. Nice to meet you. Thanks for joining. Seems like you were sent by the spacemen, are my friend and yours. And any people that are not sure who that is, when I mention that person, sounds like I'm adjacent to a weird cult, and I guess that's not 100% false. But you know, if you're going to be in a cult, you should be in a weird one, is what I always say. So hello, welcome to the show. Today we are going to be playing 1988's Jeopardy! Exclamation point for the original Nintendo. As always, when we play old games, we're playing on as close to original hardware with original game, cartridges or whatever, from my personal collection. And I personally am a huge fan of Jeopardy! Grew up watching a lot of Jeopardy! Still watch Jeopardy! Pretty much every day that it's on. I enjoy it very much. I don't think I'm too bad at Jeopardy! To be honest. I think I'm solidly okay. So we'll see how I do. Last week I struggled originally because I don't spell very well, and spelling's not my strongest suit. And I didn't really know how any of the controls in this game worked, but I do now know how the controls work. I still can't spell, but we're gonna do our best. Sometimes that's what life is about. Just do your best, and if it's not great, then that's fine too, because it's just a game, and who cares? Someday the sun is going to explode and vaporize all of Earth. So ultimately, nothing really matters. Our greatest successes, our greatest failures are all ultimately pointless. And that gives me a lot of peace when I'm trying to fall asleep at night. I hope it does to you too. I'm having a little bourbon, as is my style. I also would like to start by saying this episode of the Advice Stream is unofficially brought to you by the concept of brownies. You're in the store and you see a box of brownie mix, just get it. It's just a couple bucks. It takes you a few minutes to put it together, and then you made your own brownies. Who doesn't like that? If you're vegan, instead of an egg, put an avocado or some applesauce in there. It still turns out great. You gotta enjoy the things to enjoy while you can. You know what I'm saying? Someday, no one will know what a brownie is because the sun's gonna explode. There'll be no brownies for anybody. Also, I'm not sure it's a great idea to eat something like this while you're doing a live stream and you have to talk to people, but it's too late for that. I have a lot of questions, by the way. The website has been very popular the last several days. That brownie joke lost me one person on Twitch. I'm not surprised by that. I'm doing my best. I'm just here to have fun. What else is there to do? Fred Undead says, "Rip the sun." Well, not yet, Fred Undead. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. Someday. That's way in the future. Okay, I'm not going to eat any more brownie while I'm doing the live stream because it's hard to talk. I want to get a couple rounds of Jeopardy in, and then we'll dig into some questions. Oh, I also have an album of the week this week that I'll also get into later. I think it might be a little bit of a surprise for people that have tuned into the show and seen the type of music I listen to. This album I love very much, but it is a little bit outside my standard kind of audio aesthetics, let's say. But let's do it. Let's get into some Jeopardy while people are rolling in. It's really great to see the gang. We got some people trickling in ones and twos. So hello, everyone. Great to see ya. Just looking around here, going around the horn. I suspect next week, by the way, so we're live on Twitch, Facebook, and YouTube. I suspect next week I'm going to add in Kick to that. Seems like all the kids are on Kick these days. And I got a stream key for that, so I should be able to do that. Oh yeah, we're also, of course, live on JeremyInternational.com. If you're enjoying the show and you got a couple extra butts laying around, who doesn't, am I right? You can go ahead and send me a tip there, only if you want to. No pressure. But JeremyInternational.com is the thing to go. You can also get links to some of my other projects that I'm working on. Learn a little bit about me, your old friend, Jeremy International. I have a blog there. I'm still doing a blog, believe it or not. But yeah, let's get into it. Let's get some volume here. Where's the volume? Oh, can you hear that? I don't think this is a Jeopardy song, personally. Number of players, just me. Thank you very much. We're going to play on hard mode versus the computer, yes. And we are going to call me Germ. And we'll leave it at that. Oh yeah, and I have to pick, would you like a new character? Yes. Not him, 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 not him. That guy's my guy. And so then no. That's a weird way that they do that. Oh, I'm against Green Jean and Green Trisha. Green Jean's cool. That's a cool name. Hold on, do I need to... Is that a little better? Mammals. Oh, have we done some of these already? Sunshine State Valleys and applesauce. These are all the categories from last week. I wonder if it's going to give me the same questions. If that's the case, that's a bummer. But let's see. Let's go mammals for 500 and see how we do. It's the fastest mammal in the water. I think this is a repeat. Trisha. Did you know this one already, Trisha? Trisha's gonna pick. Well, Napa, Sonoma, and our valley's famous for this. Wine. Rats. My memory's not so great that I'm gonna remember all of these, but I think these might be some of the same questions from last time. And if that's the case, that's a bummer. I mean, this is like a 40-year-old game almost. Well, we're gonna do it anyways, and let's see if it's all the same, because I think that they are. Let's do movies Who's Who for 500. His efforts didn't win. This director writes stuff. Yeah, see, this is from last week. I didn't know the answer then, and I don't know it now. What a bummer. I wonder if is there like a refresh or something? I didn't think it would repeat the questions that fast. What if I reset? Let's reset. Let's start over. We got nothing else to do. I don't want to do the same ones I did last week. Then you guys won't think I'm as smart as I want you to think I am. So we're going to see if resetting gives us something new. We're just going to start over again. If it does, I don't know. We'll find something else to do, I guess. But man, that's lame. I mean, I'm not expecting a lot. This is an 8-bit video game. But not him, not him, not him, not him, not him, not him. Oh, I missed. I don't want to be green. It's not easy being green. I want things to be easy. We'll do that guy. I like his pink everything. And his pink and Hazel's pink. Okay, this is better. These are new. These are new. Psychiatry, science fiction, thick and thin. Ooh. Asia, Walt Disney, and Jack of Trades. Well, we're going to go Walt Disney for 500, Alex. Thank you very much. Disney created Mickey Mouse after losing rights to this character. It's, what's his name? Mortimer? Is it Mortimer? Mortimer. That doesn't sound like that's how you spell it. Mortimer. No, I think that's right, but I think I spelled it wrong. I don't know how to spell Mortimer. Mortimer? Now that I'm saying it out loud, I don't understand what the word is. No, I was wrong. It is Oswald. Duh. I guess good for me for not knowing as much about Disney as I thought I did. Thanks, Fred Undead. Still wrong, though. It's the organ operated on... Oh, Hazel's gonna get it. It's the brain. It's your brain. It's Brian. Okay, get in the zone. Get in the zone, Jeremy International. Get in the zone. Asia. Where's Mount Everest? Isn't it in... Is it in, India? Is it in India? Where's Mount Everest? I just said how good I am at Jeopardy. Geography and sports aren't my best. Is it in Tibet? Is it Tibet? Well, at least I'm doing better than Hazel, who doesn't even know how to type. Good job, Hazel. I think it's Tibet. Nepal. Good going, Anna. I'm proud of you, Anna. Nice earrings. All right, I gotta focus, everybody. This country is bordered by Vietnam, Laos, and Thailand. I don't know. Cambodia. Like I was saying, geography is not my best, guys. Give me a break. I'm real smart in other ways. I don't know. Jack Nicholas. Because golf. That's the one golf guy I know. And then the iced tea and lemonade guy. Science fiction I know a thing or two about. That is Rod Serling. Rod. And you don't do spaces. Serling. Man, I know everyone talks about the Twilight Zone, but do you guys ever see Night Gallery? That show's rad. Yeah. Still in the negative. Let's keep going. Sci-Fi 200, Alex. Thank you. The Orson Welles radio play that panicked America. Well, that's War of the Worlds. War. The typing here is really tedious, though. Of... the world is... The trick is you can't look at the timer when you're doing this because then you panic. Hey, StartRack, welcome aboard. You're watching me on your phone. This works on a phone. So you're welcome to watch me on a phone. You're welcome to watch me any way you want to. I'm on the internet, man. He wrote the Martian Chronicles and the Illustrated Man. That is Ray Bradbury. Can I just do Bradbury? Bradbury. What? It is Ray Bradbury. I don't know what you think you're talking about. I gotta do first names. Also, I spelled his last name wrong. I spelled it like the fruit. This is my problem, is my spelling, I don't know how to spell anything. Disney for 200. Film which introduced the word. That's Mary Poppins. Mary? Poppins is with 2 P's. Pretty sure. Thanks, StartRec. I'm just looking for stuff I like doing. I'm still in the negative. I'm not doing great this time around. Let's stick with science fiction for 400. Dino De Laurentiis made this epic of the Frank Herbert... Dune. Dino De Laurentiis did Dune? This is 1988, so they only had one version of Dune back then. Not like now where we got all these other versions. Psychiatry. He developed the theory of therapy through the interpretation of dreams. That's Freud, right? Oh my God, how do you spell Freud? Freud. I feel like it's E-U? E-U-D? Or is that Young? I got it right. Still in the negative. You know what to do if you get defeated. Give him. Starrex says, you know what to do if you get defeated. Give me him, her number, hex code. Let's wrap up sci-fi for 500. All the predicted as babies in this book. Brave New World. Man, why do they give you such long answers when this is how you have to type? Brave New World. Finally, out of the negative. Let's do some more Disney. I gotta pick it up. I'm doing 400. Filmed in Death Valley. It was the first feature true life adventure. The Living Desert. I don't even know what that is, Hazel. Good for you. Good job, Haze. Thick and thin, Hazel. In the proverb, it's thicker than water. Blood? That's easy. That's the easy one. Blood. Tied for last. So I'm making some progress. Should we do... I haven't had great luck with Disney. Let's do Thick and Thin for 400, I guess. Mystery features Nick and what? Oh, it's the Thin Man. I knew that. I wasn't fast enough. Man, Hazel's killing it. Okay. You add this cornstarch to thicken. Wait, what? You add this or cornstarch gelatin. Gel. Gelatin. I don't think I'm spelling that right either. What? You gotta work with me here, Jeopardy, a little bit. Anna. Well, still tied up with Anna. Don't think I'm gonna be able to catch Hazel this time around. Gelatin. Flour? All right. If you say so, I would have used gelatin. Sweet treat mentioned and take me out to the Cracker Jacks. I didn't chime in fast enough. Cracker Jacks. Thanks, Jug5Y. You should know, everyone, that there's about a minute of a delay. So you giving me the answer is helpful. I'm not saying that it's not. I was talking, I don't know. Israel's largest port. What's the category? Asia. I don't know. I'm not gonna try. I'm too far behind. I don't want to risk it. Haifa. I kind of sort of knew that. I just wasn't confident enough. Confidence is Gobi Desert accounts for 25 of this communist country. China? Or is it Mongolia? I think it's Mongolia. Oh man, I'm screwed. This is a warm-up game, everyone. This is a warm-up game. When this round is done, though, before we go into Double Jeopardy, I got a couple questions to get through from the audience. It was Mongolia. See, I'm second guessing myself. That's not how you play the game. You got to be confident. Of moron, idiot, and imbecile, the one having... Oh, I don't know that. That makes me uncomfortable, this question. I'm not even going to try. I don't think any of those words are allowed anymore. That's mean. I mean, people could still... Oh, daily double. east of the tip of India. Yeah, I think that's right. Good job, Anna. I'm in the negative, guys. I gotta get out. I gotta do better. The liar creates stories out of this. Thin air. Thin... Where's the T? There it is. Air. Still in the negative. Let's do... I gotta get some bucks in. Let's do psychiatry 500. Let's just go for it. The Rorschach test patients read these. Ink blot, right? Ink. Ink blot. Yeah. Out of the negative, not in last place by 20 bucks. Let's wrap up psychiatry by 400. Activism, hopefully. That's sleepwalking. Sleep. Wow. I'd imagine everyone at home that watching me spell is the least entertaining thing that I've ever done in front of an audience before. But you know, I'm sorry, that's the game, man. That's the game. Thick and thin for 500. Let's wrap it up. The following thick if your callous skin is your touchy. I don't know, but I got in anyways. It follows thick if you're callous. Oh, skin. Skin. Yeah, I'm back, baby. Catching up to you, Hazel. Thanks, OMG Fred and Dad over on Twitch says next episode that they will be my spell checker. If we can figure out a way to do that logistically, I'm all for it. Walt Disney for 300, please. Disney's Florida attraction with international pavilions. That is the experimental prototype city of tomorrow, otherwise known as Experimental prototype city of tomorrow, Epcot. Nailed it. Come on, Hazel. Here we go, Hazel. First non-human to ever win an Oscar. I don't know. Mickey Mouse. That's a dumb question. Jack of Trades for 5 hundos. Washington columnist who G. Gordon Liddy volunteered to kill. I don't know the answer to that. Jack Anderson. Okay. Stay classy, G. Gord. I think he's dead. In fact, I think he is deceased. Personification of Jack Frost. That would be J-A-C-K F-R-O-S-T. Yeah, Jeremy's in the lead. Eat it, Hazel. Kiss my grits. The novel Seawolf was based on this author's own experience. No idea. No idea. Jack London. Jack London wrote a lot about wolves, didn't he? That's weird. What's his deal with wolves, man? What's your deal, Jack London? Islands, trans... Oh. 3-letter nickname, Egyptian king who... I didn't have enough time to even read that. Doesn't it look like it says... Doesn't that category look like it could say royal tits? I know it doesn't. The Lord of the Apes. That's Tarzan. Tarzan. think it would be King Kong, but no. Medicine, movie miscellaneum, gems, is that Arctic? I don't know what that is. And islands. Let's do movies for six hundos. This former football player proved not so tough in Victor Victoria. No idea. I know that Julie Andrews is in Victor Victoria, but she was never a football player. Alex Karras, never heard of him. We'll just throw ourselves in at 800 for that one, I guess. His lesser-known movies include Fist and Paradise Alley. Sylvester Stallone? Never heard either of those. I guess they were maybe more familiar in the late 80s. Hazel is back in the lead, everybody. Hazel got the first daily double, and she's betting 660 bucks. Italian city built on 118. That was Venice. Man, Hazel's hard. TB's are brief. That's tuberculosis. Oh my god, how do you spell tuberculosis? Hey, I got close enough, Reddit. Thank you. You spelled it right. It's very obviously correct the way you spelled it, but I got it close enough that 8-bit video game system from the 80s got it right. And I will take that. Let's do Royal Tits for 600. Tyrant King of the Dinosaurs. That is Tyrannosaurus Rex. I think I know how to spell that. Oh wait, do I need to say Rex? Tyrannosaurus Rex. Wait, what? I mean, it is. I did something wrong. I spelled it wrong. It's just a game, everybody. It's just a game. Those two N's. Oh man, that was close enough. Let's do Royal Tits for 800. The Count wrote War and Peace. Russian guy. Tolstoy. Man, Hazel is so smart. Scottish feudal lord's title that Macbeth held. Man, what is it? A Dane? I'm gonna go for it. There's no way I can catch up to Hazel anyways. Let's do it. I think he's a Dane. I'm screwed. I'm screwed, everybody. I'll never catch up. What is it? What is it? Thane. I was so close. Come on, Jeopardy. George Reeves and Christopher Reeves both played That is Superman. Man. R.I.P. both those guys, although at least Christopher Reeve was still alive when this game was made. Bing! Movie medicine for 1,000. 4-letter suffix added to nouns describing inflammation. Itis? Is it itis? I-T-U-S. F-U-S. Yeah. Catching up, Hazel. Watch your back, man. Medicine for 800. The letter of the vitamin that includes niacin, riboflavin. C? Is it C? B? Man, Hazel. Hazel with the vitamin knowledge. Gems. Aquatic gemstone, one that tries to avoid casting before swine. What? One tries to avoid casting before. Aquatic? Pearls. I've never heard that saying, don't cast pearls before swine. Austrian-born Arnold Schwarzenegger has played this barbarian. That's Conan. Conan the Cimmerian. Everybody knows that. Conan. Yeah. Movie missile. Yeah, why not? Daily double. Oh boy. Can I catch up? If I bet right, I could catch up to Hazel. Man, you know, you gotta be willing to lose big if you want to win big. I'm betting 1,000. This former Mr. Universe portrayed Hercules and Samson in Italian pics. That's, is that Lou Ferrigno? I don't know how to spell it. What if I just do his last name? I screwed it up. Ferrig. No, that's not how you spell it. No. Steve Reeves. No, I was wrong then. Fred Undead with the correct spelling right when it's not helpful to me anymore. Yeah, next time we need to have you in the room, and then you can help me with this if there is a next time. Medicine 600. The germ-killing power of this green mold, that's penicillin. But can I spell penicillin? I'm allergic to penicillin. So I've had to write it on forms before. Sil. I feel like there's two. N. Penicillin. That looks right. Yeah, somehow I know how to spell penicillin. And nothing else. Medicine for 400. Conditions in which the pancreas does not produce enough. That's diabetes. Diabetes. Hey, we got some other people coming in. Hey, 3 Casper 31. TCM says, what's up? Hi, TCM. Thanks for joining in on the stream, everybody. Let's take a minute. Can I pause? No, it doesn't matter. I've been playing hardcore Jeopardy here for a few minutes, so I haven't done a chime in. This is the advice stream. I am your host, Jeremy International. We are live on YouTube. We are live on Twitch. We are live on Facebook. I got lots of advice-seeking folks. I've got a long list of questions to get through. We will do so as soon as I'm done screwing up Jeopardy. We were playing Jeopardy for the original Nintendo from 1988, although the game says 87, so I don't know which it is. And I'm hanging in there. I'm playing on the hardest setting against the computer. But we're gonna be, you know, we got the questions you see in front of you, then we got Final Jeopardy, and then we're gonna take a break, and I got lots of questions, lots of advice to dish. If you would like to seek advice from me, your friend, Jeremy International, I would be happy to share my credentials. Head on over to JeremyInternational.com. There's a contact form you'll see at the bottom. I get those questions right away. I am here to help you. I know more about human interactions than I do about any of these topics on Jeopardy. I've been not doing as well as I thought I would, to be honest. But, you know, the not being good at something is the first step in being good at something. So we'll just see how we do. Let's do islands for 400. No, let's go 1,000. Residents of this British possession in South Pacific are descended from, was wherever the people from the Bounty went. I don't know. Pitcairn Island. Cool. Didn't know that one. I'm still not in last, but I'm close. Gems measured using weight pressure. Wait, what? Is that carrot? Yeah, I gotta be faster on reading them and better at spelling. Now I'm last. A red precious stone are the kind of slippers. That is ruby. Rue. BB. Why? Ruby. What? Is it IE? Is it IE? You know, in the book, they were silver. A lot of people don't know that. 1B. I was so close, though. What are they doing not giving me that? It was 1B. Who cares? Maize green birthstone is said to break wearing... Is that an emerald? Green emeralds are green, right? Emerald. Well, there's something. Not last anymore. Gems for 1,000. Let's just go for it. The blue form of beryl. Its name is Latin for seawater. That's aquamarine. That's not what I was gonna say. Man, Hazel. I was catching up to you, Hazel, and you pull ahead again. Freewheeling device kids use for street surfing. Was that a skateboard? Oh, it's transportation. That's what that category is. I thought it was transatlantic for some reason. Overhead train which runs from... overhead train which runs around the loop in Chicago. It's the L, right? I'm gonna write the L. That's gonna kick me in the ass. Hey, I got it. No longer last. Transportation for 1,000. Two-wheel military carriage which goes rolling along the chariot. A chariot. Chair. Chair. E. Hot. What? What? Really? All right, if you say so, Anna. I never heard that word before in my entire life. Island group east of Puerto Rico known as American Paradise. No. Yeah, that makes sense. Hazel. Hazel, you old so-and-so. Hazel's killing it. I'm rooting for Hazel. Now a New York borough, it was birthplace of Cornelius Vanderbilt and 3 famous grandsons. It's islands, so that would be Staten, right? Staten Island. I don't think that's how you... I don't think I did it. I don't think that's right. Hey, I got it. Still last. Islands 800, where Margaret Mead came of age as an anthropologist. Madagascar? I'm not gonna risk it. I don't know. Anybody know this one? Anybody know about Margaret Mead? I like how they couldn't do quotation marks. Samoa. Transportation for 800. Resembling a motor scooter, it speeds along the water. Jet ski, but Hazel. Man, Hazel, you're so good. So green sweatered and pink. Common term for following the car ahead of you too closely. Tailgating? Is that it? Hey, not last. Hazel is in the lead. No kidding, Alex. Hazel has outplayed us all. Here we go. Famous lovers. You know, I got nothing to lose. I'm betting everything. Doop, boop, boop. And Anna bets enough to still win. And Hazel bets enough to still win. So there's no way I'm gonna win. But here we go. We're gonna do our best. When he married Cleopatra in 36 BC, it was the third wedding for each of them. Well, it's either Julius Caesar or it's Mark Antony, but I'm gonna go with Caesar. Julius. That's not right. Caesar. I think I got in there just in the nick of time. Oh, she says Mark Antony. Hazel says Mark Antony, so you know that's the right answer. All right, well, I screwed up. Let's take a break and let's answer some questions. I am terrible and don't deserve anything, and Hazel killed it. Okay, so let's get to the, this is the main event. This is the meat and potatoes of the advice stream, is the advice part, not the old video games part. Just kind of making a little circuit around here. We got a couple folks over on Facebook. We got no one over at YouTube, as per the usual. And we got a number of people over on Twitch. It's good to see everybody. If you're watching on any of those and you haven't already just shouted in a little hello, you should do that just to say hi. But let's go through. This is a question that came in several days ago. I've been meaning to get to it. It's a little bit long, but I think it's really interesting. And it raises a lot of interesting questions about the nature of relationships. I really appreciate this question because I think it's really fascinating. And I hope that it spurs an interesting conversation amongst all of us as a community. Here we go. JB writes, I don't think that's a person's real name, but I shouldn't have said it anyways, I guess. My partner and I are two queer members with fairly run-of-the-mill neurodiversity and an eerily identical history of serious daddy issues from childhood trauma we work really hard to address. Having someone who almost totally understands my experience in all directions is amazing, and we're stuck in a loop, and I'd love your thoughts. Pretty much every argument you get into advances into a kind of final, their quote, stage of the argument. We have both so sorely argued our positions and sought validation that we're both seeing each other's sides. And it turns into what feels like a competition to claim responsibility instead of place blame. On one hand, hell yeah, we can both see our faults. Hey, Chris from Denver, thanks for coming in. Oh, and Chris has their significant other. Good to see you, Chris. Thanks. On one hand, hell yeah, we can both see our faults. On the other hand, this gets kind of confusing after a while because it becomes impossible to figure out exactly whose habits need to change and in what way. Examples are stuff like, does he need to be less sensitive or do I need to be nicer? Things of that nature. How do we pump the brakes on this when it starts? So I'll kind of summarize the question here. It seems like there's two people in a relationship and they've both done a lot of really amazing work in kind of becoming emotionally mature, emotionally sophisticated people. And when one person in this relationship, inadvertently, I'm sure, harms or causes hurt to the other one, the conversation kind of immediately gets to a resolution almost too quickly. And and I can say, me and my partner have done a lot of work with therapy and a lot of work kind of addressing our past trauma in the way that everybody has some past trauma of some nature or another. And I want to start by saying good for you guys that you have this ability to communicate. You've both done some really hard work, it sounds like. And you're in a place where you can hear each other and respond accordingly. But at the same time, being in love with someone means that you are allowing yourself to be hurt by them in really serious ways. Intimacy means vulnerability. And if you're in a relationship and you're serious about it, then that means that you're opening up yourself to the possibility of hurt. And there's no person that has ever lived that is so perfect that they don't from time to time inadvertently hurt the people that they care about. It seems to me, and if I'm wrong on this, if I'm out of line, please send me a follow-up and let me know. But it seems to me that really what's going on here is when one of the two of you inadvertently does something that causes hurt to the other one, you want to be angry about it. You don't want to just have this really kind of intellectual, almost like a Vulcan from Star Trek, this logical conclusion. That's wonderful. You can do that. I would say most people in relationships probably can't. But at the same time, you have a right to be hurt. You have a right to be angry with the person that you love. And you should be able to express that hurt without having like an immediate resolution. What I would say, because it seems like the two of you are so good at communicating and being open and honest with each other, what I would say is, in order to kind of like pump the brakes and get to a more meaningful interaction, is to say, hey, you did this thing that hurt me. I'm upset about it. I'm a little angry. And right now I want to be angry. I want to be able to have those feelings. I need the space to feel that way. And I need to be able to tell you why. And we don't need to resolve this now. We don't need to have a back and forth. We don't need to have a debate about what happened. I just need to tell you what you did and how it made me feel. And then once I've had time to cool off, then we can have the conversation about what lessons we've learned or how we're going to grow as people from this, and what this interaction has taught us about the inner workings of our psyche. Like, those are big, important conversations to have, but you don't need to have that right away, especially when you're hurt or when you're angry. You should just be able to be hurt and angry. I think that's the thing that people really struggle with is, those are legitimate feelings. Those are legitimate parts of the human experience. And you have a right, I would say you have an obligation even, to feel those feelings. You should let yourself feel those feelings, and you need your partner to understand that they need to give you space to express them. Not every conversation needs to be an appointment with your therapist. That's what therapists are for. That's why you pay them. You don't pay your partner to be your therapist. You don't pay your partner to do anything. They're your partner. Yeah. So unless I'm missing something in here, I think that's what you need to do, is you need to have that conversation. This isn't something that I'm interested in fixing right now. This isn't something that we need to have a debate about. If you feel like I'm attacking you and you need to defend yourself, then we can do that later. But right now, you did A, it's making me feel B. I don't like it, and you should know that, and that's it. That's what I want to do. That doesn't give you the right to raise your voice or to shout or to be hurtful back to them. That's another thing that's very tempting and easy to do, that people in less emotionally secure situations would probably tend to do. I hope that's helpful to you, letter writer. But I want to say that, good, everything about this letter, like, you have a wonderful and very impressive relationship, and you should lean on that. You should take a minute, the both of you, should take a minute and celebrate the work that you've done to become the person that you are. There's always work to be done. You're never done becoming a person. That work never ends until you die. But you're doing great. It sounds like you're doing wonderfully. And I think you just need to add in another extra bit of the type of communication you do and just say it. I'm angry and I just kind of want to be angry with you right now. We can resolve this later, but right now I'm hurt and you need to know. I would hope, considering everything else in your letter, that they would be able to hear that and accommodate. I will also say on the flip side, it's really hard to have a person you care about tell you that you did something that hurt them. No one likes to hear that, but that's also, an essential part of growth. And if you're interested in growing, then you gotta be prepared to hear those things. I don't like losing so bad at Jeopardy here, but it'll make me better for the next one, I'm sure. Man, that's a good question. I really appreciate you writing in. I hope that was helpful. It was a little rambly for me, but that's sometimes what we do. Should I do another Jeopardy or should I? Oh, I know what I'm gonna do. I got a record of the week. So my record of the week is, I might not strike you as a country music listener, but sometimes I am, is Shotgun Willie by Willie Nelson. Oh man, that plastic is way shiny. I don't know if you ever heard this album or not. I don't know anyone that could ever say anything bad about Willie Nelson. This album's so weird because it's so Willie Nelson and it's so country, but like it's kind of like funky. Like it makes you kind of want to dance a lot of the time, not like line dance, but like like shake your booty dance. And it's wonderful. If you haven't heard it, Shotgun Willie by Willie Nelson. It's got sad songs and waltzes on there, which if you're in my age demographic, you might know from Cake's cover, like in the late 90s, early 2000s, I'm assuming. I didn't even know that was a Willie Nelson song until I was listening to that record and it came up. But if you're looking for something new to listen to this week, then I would recommend trying out that one, Shotgun Willie by Willie Nelson. Does it have a year? What year did this come out? 1973. Man, I love Willie Nelson. Is Willie Nelson dead? I don't think so. I think he's still kicking. Are you out there, Willie? If you're out there, Willie, and you're listening in, that's a great record, man. That was some really good work from you. I appreciate it. I enjoy it a lot. Well done. This is the advice stream. We're live on Twitch, YouTube, and Facebook, as well as JeremyInternational.com. And we're playing old video games. We're giving out advice. I'm your host, Jeremy International. I am a approaching middle-aged person. I've been through a lot of things in my life. Goodness. I got some city miles on me. I've seen a few faces. I've, on average, rocked most of them. And so if you have questions, if you're in a conundrum, if you have a dilemma, if you have any kind of like interpersonal conflict or anything like that, let me know. I might be able to help you. I hope that I can. You can go ahead and send any advice-seeking questions you have at the contact form located at the bottom of JeremyInternational.com. I get those right away, and I will respond in a timely manner through this very live stream. Next week, we'll likely have some guests. This week, we have no guest. I'm really enjoying, although that last game, not so much, playing Jeopardy! 1987 game tech designed for the original Nintendo. And I think we're gonna play another game here in a minute. But if you're out there streaming at home, say hi. Chris has joined us with their significant other from Denver. I've spent some time in Denver, Chris. I'm not going to tell you I remember a lot of it. The lack of oxygen I was not prepared for how that affects alcohol consumption. So I only have the vaguest of memories of my time in Denver, but I think they were overall positive, if I remember correctly. But as usual, we all the actions happening over on Twitch. But if you're watching at home and you haven't said hi, say hi. What's wrong with you? Who raised you? Say hi, please. Shall we do another Jeopardy? Let's do another Jeopardy. I'm bringing the sound back up. Until I hit start. And we're going to do the same thing again. Hopefully we get different questions. Number of players 1, skill level 3 versus the computer, yes. And I'm going to go by my stage name, Germ. Not that guy, 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 not that guy. Oh, I missed him. I skipped over the guy that I wanted. I don't want to go all the way back around. I'll be this little green dude. Barrel's back, everybody, and Diane. Well, let's see if we get any repeats. Arts and artists, U.S. coins, exotic cities, television, automobiles, lost and found. These are new. What do I know the most about? Television? But 1987 television? I don't know. We're going to try it out. Television for 500, please. CBS canceled this pair in 1969 censorship dispute. Is that Rowan and Martin? The Smothers Brothers. Smothers Brothers. Good job, Beryl. You're 4 feet tall, but you're smart. Arts and artist. Spanish surrealist known for his limp watches. Oh, man, Beryl got in there. That's Salvador. Oh, she didn't. Jeremy's going to swoop in and get that one. Hey. Can I just do last names? I think I can do last names. Dali. What? It is. You can tell me whatever you want it to be, man, but that's the right answer. Fred Undead, how do you spell Dolly? Did I get it right? D-H-L-I-D. Oh, no. And no H. Why did I think there was an H? Automobiles. Type of auto engine or a tomato cocktail? V8. I get it. Good job, Diane. See, I support the people I'm playing against. I'm not super competitive. Lost and found. Ray Millard, cinematic alcoholic bender. The Lost Weekend. Coins bearing mint coating D were made in this. Oh, Beryl didn't even give me time to finish that. Is it Denver? Do they have a mint in Denver? Let's try it out. Let's try it out. It's early in the game. I can recover. Denver. Is there a mint in Denver? Yeah. In the green with 0. Arts and no television for 4 hundos. The only sport covered weekly during this season by all pro football. Is there amateur football? Good job, Beryl. Coins. In 1909, Lincoln replaced him on the face of the penny. I don't know. Who was on the penny before Indian? What? Just an Indian? Okay. Dimes bearing this president's picture were issued 1 year after his death. That's going to be, can I say FDR? I don't feel like typing in all those other letters. Yeah, my favorite president personally. Frank Delano, Frankie D. I'm going to stick with television for 300. I don't know why. Series where Broderick Crawford snapped 10-4 as his sign-off. Oh, yeah, see, this is the problem, is this would have been relevant TV knowledge for an audience that, Highway Patrol. Okay. Let's not do television anymore. Let's do... And also, exotic cities is a little suspect, that term, to me. Spanish Civil War massacre. That is Guernica. How do you spell Guernica? G E R Gern I C A. Guernica. It's Spanish, so that's almost certainly not right. Yeah. Fred Undead's gonna tell me how I should have spelled it. I mean, come on, I had it right though. Anyone knowing the answer would have been able to see what I meant. Of course it's Guernica with a G-U. The important thing, everyone, is that you, the audience at home, knows that I knew it. Grantwood Portrait of Family Farm. I didn't get to finish it. Is that American Gothic? Yeah. Cliche. Derivative. Although, is it? Was it new? Was it original when it came out? I don't know. Moulin Rouge was featured in this works of this diminutive artist. French guy, little guy, from the movie. He was in the movie. What's his name? Toulouse-Lautrec. Well, you know, it was good I didn't answer that because there's no way I would have spelled that correctly. That's Saturday Night Live. I probably have to type it all out. Oh my god. Saturday. How can you type such a long word in such a short period of time? Lord. I'm actually going to get it with plenty of time left. Arts and artists for 4. Vatican sculptor and painter. James is better known, but Michelangelo. It's interesting that when they get it right, when they type out the full answer, they always get it right. For example, on a doorstep of Foundling, I didn't get it in fast enough. Man, Barrel. Killing it, Barrel. Site of Churchill Roosevelt Conference. Malta. Right? Malta. Oh, I should have finished reading it. It's Casablanca? I didn't finish reading. I didn't read the thing about Bogart. We have such a short amount of time to do. I'm getting bored with this game, everybody. Designed for military use, Brinks was first to use them commercially. Armored cars? All right. How would you know that, Beryl? That seems like a weird thing to know. Baghdad. Not fast enough. Diane. All right, back in the zone. I care now. I care again. I care again. Source of the power now classic Stanley automobile. What? I chimed in and I don't know. Source of power of the now classic Stanley. Steam? Like Stanley Steamer? I don't think that's it. But I don't know what else it could be. And I chimed in, so I gotta say something. And it's not stream. It's Steam. That's what I was... Ugh. Hey, I got it right. It was Steam. Is that where Stanley Steamer comes from? Television for 100, please. The cable station is a video jukebox. Oh, it's MTV, which was still a relevant thing when this game came out. Video jukebox. I watched MTV for a minute or two. I'm vaguely familiar with MTV. U.S. coins, I guess? I don't know. These words first appeared on coins in 1864 and in 1955. It's In God We Trust. I didn't chime in fast enough. Good for you, Diane. And silver coins were last minted. I'm not even going to try that one. No idea. $64. All right, well, fascinating, really. Taxi manufacturer. This company tried out passenger car, the Super. Really? All right, Beryl. I didn't know that. I thought that was just like a name. Atlantis in the Atlantic, or it's not giving me enough time. Lost. Continent? All right. Got lucky on that one. Lost and found for 400. Appropriate name of Canadian Oh, I know. Newfoundland. Excuse me. Good thing all those letters are so close together. Okay. Well, let's wrap up Lost and Found. 10 groups of Israelites taken captive. That's the Lost Tribes. Lost Tribe. Yeah. I'm catching up, Beryl and Diane. Beryl's not a real name, but you know, I respect you regardless. Daily double. Let's bet 3 hundos, please, Alex. Thank you. Easternmost major city in South America. The girl from Ipanema calls it home. The easternmost city. I don't know the words to the girl from Ipanema. Is it Ipanema? She's from there. I know that's not what it is. I don't know. I don't know the answer. Why would it be called the girl from Ipanema if that's not her home? Of course. Rio de Janeiro. That's the easternmost city? Automobiles, I guess. Models of Ford, Chrysler, and Cadillac are named for cities in this European... Panama, Fred and Dad, I believe is a country, although Panama City is a city. But that's like right in the middle because of the, whatchamacallit. Town in central Mali, its name has come to mean any far away place. Timbuktu. You know, if I had had like 2 more seconds, I would have thought of that. Okay, here we go. Kipling said the flying fishes play on the road to this Burmese city. Mandalay. Diane. I'm getting like some vibes from Diane. Am I the only one? I feel like Diane's hitting on me. Civil War, English, something, Arthur's, Latin words, funny fruit, true blue, funny fruit. Oh, I'm curious. Funny fruit for 6 hundo. Anti-blushing device from Adam and Eve. Oh, a fig leaf? Maybe? Because they wore it to cover up their junk. I'm going to try fig leaf. Let's go for fig leaf. 2 words I can spell. Yeah, eat it, Beryl. I don't know, funny fruit for 800, why not? Mae West asks Bula to peel her one of the, too fast. Grapes? All right, that's a random thing to know, Diane, good for you. Latin words. Oh, Diane got the daily double. She's gonna bet a lot. Oh, she didn't bet that much. This abbreviation, I don't even know what's happening, but she got it right. It was too fast. Thomas Graham painted the famous portrait of a young lad. The boy in blue, right? Boy in blue. Boy in blue. The blue boy. Oh, I bet it's the blue boy. I bet I get it wrong. I bet that's what it is. It's the blue boy, not the boy in blue. Yep. I was close enough. I know I was right. That's what matters. Style performance used by unaccompanied human voice. A cappella. Feel like it should have 2 P's. Or is it 2 L's? I'm not enjoying this, to be honest, everyone. I did okay last week. Now I'm just doing really bad. And it's 2 L's. Beryl. Not even a real name. Common abbreviation meaning and others. Et al. I'm pretty sure I can spell that. ETAL. I'm coming for you, Beryl, and maybe not Diane, but Beryl at least. Let's do the Civil War for 1,000. Notorious Georgia prison stockade. No, Diane got it in first. Andersonville. I was actually probably going to say something else. Good job, Diane. I'm proud of you. It's the meaning of Latin for cave. What? Wow, Beryl. Look at the big brain on Beryl. Oh, here we go. Second daily double. I missed them all this one. Missed them all. Oh, I got one last time and then I effed it up. Latin phrase on American coins meaning one out of many. E pluribus unum. Beryl. Fruit. Unsatisfactory or poorly built car. Lemon. Too fast, Diane. Oh, Diane screwed it up. Me. Thank you. Lemon. Yeah. Boop. Still way behind. Let's keep going on the Civil War for 8, please. And it is nickname of the Confederate flag, Stars and Bars. Stars and Bars. Bunch of fascists. Stars and Bars. They should make those things illegal. I'm catching up to you, Beryl. 600. Shelling of this on April 12th started the Civil War. Fort Some fort in fort. Yeah. Shit. Fort something. Fort somebody. Fort in screwed up. I did bad. I made a mistake. I thought I knew and I don't know. Sad trombone. Fort something. It was a fort. I know that much. Fort Sumter. Ugh, I knew it. I knew it. Diane. Seaport, home of the Beatles side. That's Liverpool. We're from Liverpool. What a unfortunate name for a place. Makes you think of like a pool full of liver. That doesn't sound very appealing to me. Oh my God, what am I doing? What am I doing? I zoned out. I'm very tired. I had a big day today. I'll get into why in a minute. English entertainers I'm going for 1,000, man. You got to play aggressive. It's the London home of vaudeville. I don't know the answer to that. If you say so, Beryl. This fictional duo featured John Belushi, the Blues Brothers. I know that much. Blues Brothers. Can I ever catch up to Diane? I want to stick with English entertainers. I feel good about that one. Traditional pointed pastime in British pubs. What? Oh, darts. Beryl. I hate you, Beryl. Beryl. They're Toronto's Major League Baseball team. I don't know. Blue Devils. Blue Thunders. Blue Jays? I'm going to guess Blue Jays. Because I need to get in on this. Let's say Blue Jays. Blue Jays. Member of the Crow family. Yeah. I totally guessed that one. I don't even know what sport that was. I wasn't paying attention. Okay, True Blue for 1,000. Let's do it. Let's get into it. Pop rock group who went on search for the lost chord. Oh, it's got to be like Blue Oyster Cult. Oh, Moody Blues. Those are the only two bands I can think of. If anyone's still watching out there, I know this has been terribly entertaining. If you can think of another band with the word blue in their name, let me know. Hit NBC show featuring Daniel... Chicago Blue? Was that around? Hill Street Blues. If you can think of a band that's got the word blue in its name besides Moody Blues and Blue Oyster Cult, let me know. Let me know. This American sitcom has adapted from British TV series Is it Stanford and Son? Man, were we doing it back then too? Man, that's a great theme song though, Sanford and Son. I kind of need to listen to it as soon as I'm done with the stream, I think. Funny fruit. Robert Frost named how many of these fell on Newton's head before? Well, I'm assuming it's an apple. A-P-P-L-E. Apple. Oh man, I'm sorry everybody. I'm getting bored too. We're gonna wrap this up soon, I promise. British actor who frequently played Americans. He was Oscar nominated for being there. It's Peter Sellers, but I didn't get in fast enough. Diane's too fast. She's got a better clicker than I do. I think she's cheating. The two colors associated with the Union, gray and blue. Man, they're really into blue, gray, and blue. One of the things, people never talk about when they're talking about the American Civil War is people say Union, but what they really mean is the United States, the country we still live in today. It's important to remember that this wasn't some abstract idea about two warring factions. It was people fighting against United States soldiers. And people that died for the Union, author of, who wrote Uncle Tom's Cabin? Harriet Beecher Stowe. Not fast enough. It's important to remember that the people that were fighting against the Union were killing unnecessarily United States soldiers. The pockmarked, wrinkly villain of Dick Tracy. Is that like prune face? Prune face. Gross. Not fast enough. You can't beat Diane, man. Diane's like Ken Jennings of Jeopardy Nintendo. He played Arthur in the film of the same name. Dudley Moore. Dudley Moore, R.I.P. Pretty sure Dudley Moore is no longer with us. If you're listening out there, Dudley, Mr. Moore, I'm sorry. And if you're still around, then I apologize. I thought that you were dead, but maybe you're alive. I don't know. Arthur's for 1,000. He tried to kill Holmes in 1980, but had to resurrect. I'm assuming is Arthur. What is? Oh, Arthur Conan Doyle, of course. God, I gotta write all of that. I don't think I'm spelling that right. But I gotta go fast. I don't have a lot of time. Yeah. Sir Arthur Conan Doyle, BT dubs. I don't know, 800, I guess. Black tennis star, Arthur Ashe. Can I just spell his last name? I think there's an E. I think it's Ash with an E, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I'm catching up now. He was the Merv Griffin as Ed McMahon is to Johnny Carson. I don't know this one at all. Never heard of him. Former host of Jeopardy, he was always the gentleman. I don't know the answer to that either. Who's the host of Jeopardy before Alex Trebek? No one knows. Arthur Fleming. Art Fleming. I think I kind of knew that. All right, well, I'm not in last place going into Final Jeopardy. We're gonna bet aggressively. Let's do 3,000. Is that aggressively? I don't know the answers. Botany. I know a thing or two about botany. I should have bet everything. What have I got to lose? It's a stupid game. Yeah, there's no way I'm going to be able to catch up. Botany. This poisonous plant's name means beautiful lady in Italian. Well, that's belladonna. Also, one of my favorite albums of all time, Belladonna by Stevie Nicks. Very meaningful album to me. And I should have bet more money because I know a lot about botany and I was being a wimp. Botany. Did Diane get it? Diane always gets it. We'll never beat Diane. She's the best out of all of us. Oh my god, I won! I won by 40 bucks. Suck it, Diane. Always hated. Oh, wait, nope, Diane won. Sorry, Diane. Barrel loss, though. Well, you know, second place is better than third. All right, okay. Let's, I need a breather. I need a breather from Jeopardy. I got some more questions. You guys want to do some questions? I feel like I've totally alienated everyone, and almost no one is around, and the few people that are, just don't care. And that's fine. You know, Jeremy International is all about the kids. And if you are still there and you want to listen, I got some advice to dish out. And if you don't, then that's cool too. You know, we're all the captains of our own ship. And I have good news though, everybody. I have a job. I got a job offer today, so I'll be working again. It's been 7 months since I got laid off, and I'm excited to have a paycheck. So you might be seeing some new video games coming in now that I'm making money. Let's pick. I got a bunch of questions here. Let's pick another one. Okay, this is a long one, but I'm kind of conflicted about how to deal with this. So I would love everybody's intake on this one. Bear with me while I read through it. If you can try to keep up, but I'll summarize at the end. This is from a listener at home. My boyfriend is carnophobic, has a strong fear of meat, presenting usually as needing to throw up at the sight of it, and is vegan. Well, obviously he would be. And is also autistic, which impacts his ability to eat as usual variety of foods, as he has an aversion to many tastes and textures. Taste and textures. I got distracted because Fred Undead says that I'm going to buy her a Birkin bag. We'll see about that, Fred Undead, maybe. I would love to. I'm sorry, I lost my place. As he has an aversion to many tastes and textures, meaning that plain carbs and sugary foods are the only safe ones. I am also vegan, plant-based, but have a wide diet and am happy to be around meat eaters. I grew up eating meat myself. When we move in together, I know he will be willing to try my cooking and hopefully make his diet a little healthier. But my main problems come in with my family. One of my parents has many dietary intolerances / IBS, meaning that fish is a significant part of my parents' diet. And my grandparents are very traditional and like meat-based dishes. However, my partner struggles to attend events where these dishes are being eaten. And if he does manage to, cannot maintain a conversation due to the stress it puts him under. I love attending these events. Family is very important to me, and I'm aware that my grandparents are getting older and want to make the most of the time we have. However, my parents have decided that as they will not split up a couple, their quotes, once I move in with my boyfriend, either both of us have to turn up to family events, or neither of us. If my boyfriend cannot attend, I can't either. And this would continue if we had children. My boyfriend regularly misses events with his own family, but I would be sad to miss this with mine. This puts me in a very torn position. I am aware that my boyfriend struggles to be around meat and struggles to eat my parents' food even when meat is not present, and that this is uncomfortable for everyone. And I do not want to put him under more pressure. Yet I also am upset that my parents would not allow me to attend any events without him. I love my family and do not want to be essentially exiled from family gatherings / celebrations, but neither do I think that forcing him into situations is necessarily helpful. He, meanwhile, believes that my family will bend and maybe have more vegetarian dishes to accommodate him, but I don't see that happening. And I also feel it is unfair to my parents' dietary needs. I am worried that this will eventually spell the end of our relationship, as I am struggling to see a way forwards that where everyone ends up happy. Any advice will be appreciated. Okay, so that's a long one, but the short answer is letter writer's boyfriend has, because they're using the word phobic, I'm going to go ahead and say is a pathological, that's what phobic means, fear of meat. I think that's different than not wishing to eat meat for moral or religious reasons. I'm going to draw a distinction there. And is also autistic and therefore has some sensory issues processing different types of food. The thing that's most alarming to me about this is this person's family says that they can't come unless they both come together. That seems unnecessarily cruel and weirdly controlling and specific. That to me is the biggest alarm out of all of this is if he's got to stay home, then he should be able to stay home and you should go spend time with your family. Are they gonna like bar the door and not let you in if you show up without your partner? That seems so bizarre and weird to me. Um, I also want to say that as a person that can occasionally have dietary problems because of several chronic health issues that I have, and also as a person that grew up kind of in like a picky eater family slash culture, that it is difficult oftentimes to be around a person and to engage. Food is a central part of a lot of people's lives. I come from a food culture. My partner comes from a food culture. But some of the traditional foods from her culture make me really sick if I eat them. And it's not that I don't want to because they're delicious and I wish that I could eat them more, but even a couple bites sometimes makes me pretty ill. So I understand the awkwardness of going to your partner's family and they've made their food, which is wonderful and no fault of their own. You can't eat it. But I guess what I want to say, and this is the thing that I kind of want to start with any type of uh, of of food challenges, of picky eating food challenges, is like what I I think my frustration from picky eaters that I know is when they're just I don't eat that. I don't eat this. I don't eat that. I'm not going to try. I'm not going to work. I'm not going to go to a therapist. I'm not going to work on myself outside and inside to figure out why. Like if I cook a lot and if I make a meal for someone and they come over and they say I don't eat that, that's not my business. That's good enough for me. I'm sorry that I should have checked with them first. In reality, I always would. But if someone's restricting their diet for moral reasons, I respect that 100%. If they're restricting their diet for religious reasons, I respect that 100%. But if it's like I don't like it, then it would be valuable to me if I was in a close relationship with that person, if they were like in my inner circle, if at least I knew that they were working on getting through that. Like I'll be honest, there's a lot of picky eaters in my family, but every picky eater in my family, like they understand that they're picky. And if they go to a place and there's food that they don't want to eat, that's not anybody's fault. They just don't eat. It's a little awkward, but that's their right to not eat stuff. And it doesn't bother me. I accept that 100%. But if someone's like, why didn't you make something? If it's not for moral or religious reasons, there's nothing for me to eat here. I'm gonna go out of my way to make this awkward. That bothers me, and I think that all of us would benefit from when we make decisions about food. Once again, I'm excluding ethical, moral, religious reasons. When we make decisions about food, I think all of us should be asking ourselves why. Why are we making these decisions? Why do we feel this way about food? The Afrobot on Twitch says, if they're overly aggressive about it, then it's frustrating. Yeah, and people have a right. It wouldn't bother me if someone came over and saw a meal that I made and they said I can't eat that. Medical reasons, moral reasons, slash ethical reasons, religious reasons. That's on me. I should have checked with them first. I would go out of my way to make something for that everyone that comes to my house can eat regardless of what their limitations are. But I think you need to address first and foremost this problem with your family saying that if you don't bring your partner then you're not allowed to go. Just first off, anytime your family says you're not allowed to come here, that's got to be something that's resolved. That's not right. It's just not right that they do that. And you need to fix that out. Maybe, and I don't go to literally everything that my partner's invited to, and she doesn't go to literally everything in my family that I go to. We hope, we try to go to most of them, and I think we're successful at that. But you got to figure that out first. The Afrobot said, had a cousin's ex who would make a scene anytime we all went out to eat and would literally always return something for random reasons because they would change their preferences. Yeah, people that send the food back at a restaurant, that is, that always, I've worked in the food service before. I've worked in customer service my whole life, and it always makes me so uncomfortable. If you ask for something very specific, like my two things, I don't eat ketchup, and I will admit I have a pathological fear of ketchup. I don't like the smell of it. I don't like looking at it. If someone like had ketchup on their finger and tried to like rob me, saying I'll wipe this ketchup on you if you don't give me your wallet, I'd probably give them my wallet. That's how much I hate ketchup. That's me. I understand that that's not normal. That's not a healthy way to be, but that's how I am. And I've worked on a lot of other things in my life, and dealing with my ketchup phobia is pretty low on my list of things to address. That's really the only thing that if I order something and I say no ketchup and they bring it to me and it has ketchup on it, I'd probably send it back. Otherwise, I ain't the Queen of England. If it's not perfect, but it's edible, I'll eat it anyways. I always hate it when people send stuff back. I feel like that's like a weird power move a lot of people do, is sending it back because they want everyone to know that it's not to their standards. But I hope it seems like this person's boyfriend has a couple of diagnoses, and maybe it'd be worth them talking to their medical professionals. The Afrobot says American ketchup is pretty strong. Afrobot, are there other nationalities of ketchup that are less strong? While I'm waiting for Afrobot's answer, I'm gonna go full. This is a full power move, admitting my weakness. Love barbecue sauce. Love cocktail sauce. I understand that those are essentially ketchup with other things in them. Not saying that my pathology here is logical or it makes sense, but everyone's allowed to just not like one or two things for no reason, and that's the thing I don't like. I also don't like blue cheese, but a couple times a year I'll try it just to remind myself, and I always confirm that I do not, in fact, like blue cheese. It tastes exactly like what it is, which is mold. It tastes like when you leave dirty dishes in the sink for too long. Fred Undead says that I won't even have banana ketchup because it's the same name. Yes, that's true. That's true, Fred Undead. I won't. And that's just how the Lord made me, and that's who I am. You gotta love all of me, or or most, like 90%, is fine for me too. I'll accept that. Fred Undead, this is a debate we've had forever. I understand you're saying that banana ketchup isn't actually ketchup, but how is it not? It's called ketchup. That's like saying, is a Komodo dragon a dragon? What else is a dragon if it's not a Komodo dragon, if a Komodo dragon isn't one? How is banana ketchup not ketchup? It's called ketchup, and I think it's the word that is a big part of my phobia. So saying that banana ketchup isn't actually ketchup, I don't believe is true. It is, because that word is included in the name of the thing. So I don't understand how it's not. Fred Undead says, what about ketchup do I not like? I don't like its color. I don't like its consistency. I don't like the way it smells. I don't like the way that it gets all over people's faces when they eat it. I don't like any of the things about it. Afrobot says, tried Canadian ketchup and some from UK, but it's, I don't know, a lot more simple tasting. It's not overly sweet, kind of. I don't, Fred and Deb, what? Completely different. Oh, completely. I think that's supposed to say different flavor, but you wouldn't know because you never tried it. Yeah, that is correct, Fred and Dead, and that's where I'm at. That's who I am, and I will say that I will at least try literally anything else. So I think I'm a pretty adventurous eater. I think I'm very the opposite of picky. There's literally one thing, one category, maybe even a pretty narrow category of things that I don't like. And I think that's pretty good, considering everything. And that's just how I am. And I'm not embarrassed about it. And I'm not ashamed of it. I'm allowed to not like one thing, I think. The Afrobot, I appreciate you telling me that Canadian ketchup and UK ketchup is less sweet. I'm still not going to try it. Although, it's one thing from the UK that I really like is brown sauce. Brown sauce is good. I like that on everything. When you can find it, I think they have it at Wegmans maybe in like their international section. They got brown sauce. I'll put brown sauce on most things. I put that on my chicken nugs. I don't want to play Jeopardy anymore. I don't want to play this version of Jeopardy. Now that I have a job and I will eventually be getting a paycheck, maybe some future date we'll try a different Jeopardy video game. Because, every video game system has their Jeopardy. Maybe we'll try Jeopardy on the Sega Genesis or Jeopardy on the Super Nintendo. Or I believe there's a Sega CD Jeopardy, and a Sega CD is one of the few video game console systems that I don't have, and I would really like to get one. And maybe now I can get a Sega CD. I bet you $100 that there is no one on Twitch playing live streaming games, actual games on a Sega CD. I have one Sega CD game in my video game collection. It is the video game adaptation of Bram Stoker's Dracula, and that's because I have every console video game version of Bram Stoker's Dracula. They're all terrible. There was never a good Bram Stoker's Dracula video game, but if you'd be interested in watching me do like a side-by-side comparison of all of the different Bram Stoker's Dracula video games for the Super Nintendo, for the Sega Genesis, for the Sega Game Gear, for the Game Boy, for the Sega CD, then I could do that. That's the show I could probably work out if anybody would like to see that. I have the technology to do that. Yeah, Afrobot. I've played all of them, and they're all terrible. There was never a good adaptation of Bram Stoker's Dracula for any video game system. But the Super Nintendo one looks kind of cool. It's just a terrible game. The only one I haven't played is the Sega CD one because I don't have a Sega CD, but I have the game. Cool. Let's do one more question. And then I'm gonna wrap it up. And let's find a short one. So many questions. Let's see. Okay, this is the one that might on the surface seem complicated, but I think the answer is very straightforward. Ahem. I am a gentrifier. I moved to my current neighborhood in my small city when rent increased pushed me out of my former apartment. Rent is going up as much as 29% in my area. While I fought and bled for a 10% raise this year, I know lots of people are struggling. I love where I live, and I try to be respectful, talking to my neighbors, getting involved in local events, not telling other people how to live. I'm stuck on one thing, though. My neighbors in the building next door are a group of early 20s men who work nights and recreationally do body work and mechanical work at incredible volume on their cars in the middle of the street during the day. I work days from home, so mostly I just wear headphones, and I'm lucky it's not at night. My first instinct is to gently talk to them. But given how much catcalling they do, as a woman in my 20s, I'm not comfortable. Race is present here, whatever that means. They're Hispanic and I'm white. Along with class and income, I would love a quiet hour in the afternoon. Any tips? We hold on. We got a couple other comments here from the Afrobot before I finish that. I always wanted a Sega CD back in the day for the RPG Lunar Silver Star story and Snatcher. One of the reasons Afrobot why I've been hesitant to spend the money on a Sega CD is they're not cheap. Because they usually need a little bit of repair. I don't think those things were made to last. And there's not a whole lot of games. I think there was a sequel to Out of This World that only came out on the Sega CD, and that's honestly the main reason I want to get it is to play that game, whatever it's called. But also, I don't like the idea of not having a video game system. So that's the main reason I want to get it. So let's get back to our question. I think this one's pretty straightforward, actually. Like a lot of advice questions I get, I think this is actually a technical support question more than a moral question. I don't think that it's a good idea for a million reasons for this person to go out and ask these guys to make less noise during the day. They're doing their thing, and I think it's unlikely that they're going to have a lot of motivation to stop. And certainly, if this person identifies themselves as a gentrifier, so I think you're just asking for drama and unnecessarily tense social situation by asking them to be quiet. They say, the letter writer here says that they mostly just wear headphones, but obviously their headphones aren't good enough because real noise canceling headphones should keep that sound out. And maybe this is a good time to talk about noise canceling technology, because some noise canceling headphones say that they're noise canceling because they just fit around your ears really snug. Like the ones that I'm wearing now, they just have these soft cushions, so they make a nice little seal around my ears. But real noise canceling, active noise canceling software actually has little microphones in it that hear the sound, they process the sound outside, and they make like a counter wave. This is a cool hand gesture to actually cancel out that sound. They're called active noise canceling. They're more expensive, but I think that if you can afford that, that's the better solution here. Just leave people alone. Maybe once you've lived in this neighborhood for 20 years or less or longer, I don't know. But at the moment, you're a gentrifier, you're an interloper, and let them do their thing. They're just working on their cars. They probably work nights so that this is the time that they get to hang out during the day. They're having fun. Let them do their thing. Just get better headphones. That'll solve the problem. Get active noise canceling headphoins. If you want a recommendation, these are a little bit more expensive. You can find just as good ones probably that are a bit cheaper. But Apple's AirPod Maxes are wonderful. You can have those on and have someone sitting right next to you, and they can be talking at you, and you never know it. They're very good at canceling noise. They're also like $600. So if your budget is a little bit less than that, look around. Bose, maybe. Bose makes some good ones. But I just think you need better headphones, and that'll solve the problem. Better headphones. And anybody that's got a different take on that, let me know. But that's my take, is active noise canceling headphones. Don't mess around. Spend a couple bucks, treat yourself. They'll sound better too. And when you listen to music, it'll be great. You can take them on the airplane. The Afrobot says, did the person who wrote in say they owned a car? They didn't mention if they have a car or not. I'd be curious to see, though, Afrobot, where you're going with that. Are you suggesting that maybe they connect with these guys about car stuff, and then maybe you can be friends, and then once you've really connected and you form a meaningful connection with them, then you could ask them to keep it down once they're friends. Afrobot says, because could be a good way to have some car dudes local. That's true. Look on the positive side here. These are car dudes. And, having people that know about cars, having people that know about computers, having a good lawyer that's in your social circle is invaluable. I've been very fortunate enough to have all of those. Yeah, even a car dude. I even got a gun guy if I ever wanted to buy a gun. I don't, but there's a person I could call about guns if I needed to pick one out. That's unfortunate for all of us. Whew, okay. Well, that's the show, everybody. We're almost at 11. I am so tired, but I am so happy to say that I have a job. That shouldn't interfere with the show, though. I plan on doing this every Monday. Next week, we'll have some guests. I will announce who they are once I decide and ask for people to be on my show. We'll take a little break from video games again. I had a blast playing Jeopardy, but it's exhausting, all that thinking and then the spelling, and then I'm so bad at the spelling. Afrobot says have them take a look at your car, etc., and bridge it into that they work from home and don't drive much, but would like to keep a car in good shape, something like that degree. I think that's a wonderful idea, Afrobot. You know, she says that they do a lot of catcalling, and she's a young woman, so I don't know. Like, you know, if they're acting aggressively towards women on the street, that might be something that this person might be uncomfortable doing. But you know, you gotta like, I mean, I've lived in big cities my whole life and I've never been rich. So I've been an early onset gentrifier most of the time, and it's awkward. And I think, you know, that it's easy to keep to yourself and just try to kind of keep your nose down, but also you are in a community and you should participate in that community. So if you feel comfortable trying to make some kind of connection, you know, bake them a bunch of cookies or something and then ask them to have a look at your car. That seems like a good way to forge a sustainable relationship if you feel comfortable doing so. There's also nothing wrong with just leaving everybody alone and keeping to yourself, you know, until you've been there for a while and you paid your dues and you've demonstrated to everyone else that you're not a colonizer. And how you do that, I feel like, is a whole separate conversation. And I guess if you're a gentrifier, you kind of are a colonizer. That's where things get complicated. Where we live now is full of very old people, and it's very boring. But it's quiet, and we can afford it, and we're happy here. On that note, I'm going to wrap it up, everyone. This has been the Advice Stream. I'm your host, Jeremy International. We've been playing 1987's Jeopardy! Exclamation point on the NES. We're live on Twitch, YouTube, and Facebook, and possibly soon Kick Mondays at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. And I hope you join us regularly. If you ever want to seek advice from your old friend here, Jeremy International, that's me, head on over to JeremyInternational.com. There's a contact form at the bottom. I received those questions immediately. And you can also leave a tip if you feel so inclined to do so. This was not my most engaging show I've ever done, so I'm not expecting. Oh yeah, Afrobot says bring them some Gatorades. Everybody likes a Gatorade, especially if you're working outside and it gets so hot these days because it's the end of the world. Bring them some Gatorades. Ask them to have a look at your car. That might be a worthwhile thing to do. At least it's a start and kind of bridging the gap. Have a good night, everybody. Thanks for joining in. We'll see you next week, Monday, whatever